How is everybody? Ooh, just been having a bit of drama getting my cameras set up there, so I'm a couple of minutes late. So let's wait for a moment and we'll let a couple of people join in. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi everyone. It's nice to be back. I'm on my own this time, no Mr. Stitches. It was a bit raucous with him here. Hi Lucy. Oh great, people are joining. Hi Annette. Hello Jessica. Great, everybody's joining in. Nice to see you. I hope everybody's well and had a good week. It's been very rainy here this week. It's very disappointing. I like that kind of digital rain where it's not raining 1 minute and then it's absolutely lashing it down the next. Like there's no in between. It's just psh, like someone turning a really high pressure shower on. And then it stops. So you kind of don't know what to do. You don't know how to dress, anything like that. Okay. Right, we'll give it one more moment and then we'll get stuck in. Hello, happy Friday. Hi Mary Ellen. Nice to see you. You can probably see that I'm already cuddling these flannels here because I figured we should have a look at these. Hello Sue. Great. I was just having a bit of trauma setting up my camera for YouTube. I sit it behind. I've got the ring light with the phone on it for Instagram, and then I've got my vlogging camera behind that on a tripod, and I kind of poke it through the gap and it usually works, but I couldn't get it to line up this week. I was getting all phone in the... Yeah, it's sorted, it's fine. So, right, shall we get stuck in? So, some new arrivals this week, which is lovely. I pre-ordered these ages ago, and I was pleasantly surprised earlier this week when I just got an email saying your parcel's coming tomorrow, so that was nice. So I've got here, you may have seen these on the grid already, but I thought it might be nice to look at them, I'm gonna say in person, but like in a video, so then you can actually see how they are for scale and how they are for movement. But these are the new 100% cotton flannels, otherwise sometimes known as Wincy-ette, although that sounds a little bit old-fashioned now. I think it kind of conjures up pictures of 90s, which isn't necessarily what we want to do with these. Great for night wear, but these will be equally lovely for daytime wear, things like shirts and dresses, that kind of thing. Lovely in a nice snuggly dress. So I've got 4 colourways in these because I couldn't choose, so I just went with 4 of them. I'm going to start off by showing you my colour, which is the lilac. And we've got these lovely 2 shades of purple going on here. Ooh, where are you off? We've got the like pinky lilac and a very sort of dusky purple colour, and it's a beautiful match for my nails, I think you would agree. And it's got that just splash of yellow running through it, which really sort of makes it pop up. So just going to pick that up so you can see how big that is next to me. They're quite large checks. So what I've done on the website, I have put a ruler next to the checks on the photograph so you can get an idea for scale, and I keep trying to put in a Gutterman so you get kind of an idea how big things are next to a regular spool of thread. But there you go, and you can see that there's still excellent movement on that, but it is fuzzy and soft. It would make lovely pyjamas. Imagine a nice set of Carolyn pyjamas in these. But that's the wrong side, that's the right side. You really can't tell the difference. And that's it on the single layer. It's a really nice sort of versatile weight. So there's quite a lot of different things you could do with those. I'd be interested to know what you would make with them. Oh, you're coming to see me, that's nice. Right, yep, a pinafore dress. Yeah, it would be. You might want to consider though, maybe lining if it was for a pinafore. Just if it's going to be close to sort of tights and things, it would need something to make it slip on a little bit. You know, like a dress with a fuller skirt, it would, you know, it wouldn't stick to you the same, but if it's going to be quite a close fit, you might want to consider putting a lining in it. Okay, this is the navy, and the check is even bigger. So, here we go. It's got this sort of yellowy, kind of pale gold tone running throughout as well, with a touch of orange. This really made me think of the kind of thing that Mr. Stitches would wear, that James would wear. I would happily make him a shirt in this. The pattern matching would be fun, but quite nice actually. But yeah, very nice. Again, pyjamas would be fab. Dresses, almost as well, just as a simple sort of oversized scarf could be an option. Make nice Christmas presents. So that's a navy. This one is the red. Again, I think this is just beautiful. It's got a very sort of vintage vibe about it. I could see this on a nice sort of belted dress. So you can see the navy there, and a simpler check this time, so none of the, like the other little lines running through it, is literally just squares. But I do like that. It's got a very sort of classic feel to it. Just throwing it on the floor. It'll stay down there for now. And finally we've got the camel, which has a rather Burberry-esque vibe to it, I think. Very classic, very sort of timeless colourway. And it's very sort of caramelly camel colour, so great for this time of year for your autumn stuff. What do we think? Which is your favourite? Let me know. Ooh. Yes, yeah, Jennifer Lauren Handmade Ivy. Yeah, somebody took some fabric for that last week, and one of the blog team is making the Ivy as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one coming up. I can imagine it as a cape. Yep, definitely. It would be a nice cozy cape as well. Okay, so let me know what you think of those. I'm gonna pop them over there. And I've got some Christmas fabric, and this literally arrived today, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to get this photographed and put on the website straight away so that I could show you tonight, because I'm excited. And again, actually I did order this. I ordered it this week, so this has come really, really quickly. And previously, with this particular supplier, when I've ordered Christmas fabric, it's taken ages to come in. So I thought, oh, I'll get my order in now, and then it'll come in a few weeks. And lo and behold, here it is. Okay, let's just check your comments. Yay, everybody likes those. I don't think those flannels are going to hang around long. There's already quite a big piece of the camel and the lilac have already been selling. They're £10 a metre, so really reasonable for what they are. Good width. Right, so Christmas jerseys. People start asking for Christmas fabrics. They come in the shop and ask for Christmas fabrics from about June onwards, which I think is appalling. Now, I know as crafters we need to get ahead, but not before September, please. I have my limits. I am only joking. So pretty much every shop that you'll walk into is selling 100% cotton, quilting, craft fabrics, which are fab. But I always like to look out for jerseys, because with dressmaking being my sort of specialism and my niche, if you will, I prefer to keep an eye out for fabrics that are suitable for making clothes with, in particular things like children's wear and Christmas pyjamas, that kind of thing. So jerseys are my favourite. So when I saw these collections pop up a few weeks ago, I thought, yes, I've got to get these. So I'm going to start off by showing you the polar bears, which are just adorable. Look at them. So we've got 3 colourways in the polar bear jersey. Now this is a 200 GSM jersey, a regular t-shirt weight. And this is the dusty blue colourway, which is a nice name. And they're kind of like a Scandi kind of a look to them. I think they're quite subtle. Some of the Christmas fabrics that I've had in the past have been very cutesy and graphic and bright, whereas I think these are a little bit more muted, which is potentially a bit more modern, a little bit more sort of on trend. So yeah, these are the polar bears, and they seem to be wearing a Fair Isle Christmas jumper, which I've never seen that on David Attenborough, but I'll take the word for it. But yeah, very cool with these like little sketchy Christmas trees. I'm just gonna lift that up there and you can see you've got your stretch arm recovery. Very nice. So that's the dusty blue. Really taken with that. Do you like that? And then we have got soft green. So same design, but soft green. Are we upside down? We're upside down. Here we go. Here they are there. Can you see that? So I'm kind of hoping that the colours translate through okay. If you're watching on catch up on YouTube, you'll probably get a better look at the colours because the vlogging camera is a bit better quality than the phone. What do we think of these so far? Let me know. And finally on the polar bears we've got beige. Good old beige. Actually this is stone, not beige. But same difference. And yep, just a nice muted sort of neutral kind of vibe, if you will. Beige is very in, isn't it, with like babies and little ones. I know it's like a bit of an interiors trend at the moment, so I get a lot of people that are coming in and wanting fabrics for babies and children's wear but not traditional colours. Beige is like, it's the new grey. So I think that one will be popular. I'm just going to move these out of the way, show you the next batch. So there's only 10 metres on a bolt of those. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a restock of them if they sell out, but I couldn't guarantee it. So if you do want to get them, you know what to do. Get them before they fly out. Okay, now this one again is a little bit more on the subtle side, but I think it works well for adults. This one is the Foraging Reindeer. I didn't name these. The supplier had named them and I was like, okay, I'll go with it. But we've got these lovely little reindeer apparently, though they've got no antlers. But somebody's probably going to enlighten me now. Is it the difference between a male and a female? I think it's the females that have the antlers, because I took Juliet to, we have a zoo near us, and I took her there to a birthday party in the summer, and there were reindeer. And they were explaining that it's the females that have the antlers. So I said to the zookeeper, I said, does that mean that Rudolph is actually female? And he said, yeah, Rudolph would have to be female. So there you go. Santa's sleigh was actually just pulled by all women, so that's great. Getting the job done. Anyway, I'm completely digressing, but yeah, very subtle, very, I don't know, just traditional and nice. Like you could just be wearing this. It doesn't even have to be for Christmas with the little deer on, because they're not overly Christmassy. Could just be wearing that round and about and not be too like I'm in a Christmas print, if you will. So that's green, and we've also got the deer in a nice smart navy blue. I hope you all enjoyed your lesson on reindeer there. Oh, okay, so those are the reindeer. Let's move you out of the way and I'll get the final batch. Woo. Just get some tea. Reindeer are very cute. Yep, you all like the reindeer. What do we like best, reindeer or polar bears? You're all very quiet this evening. There's not many comments popping up, unless it's me. Okay, so finally, and maybe a little bit more on the cutesy side now, we've got the snowmen. And I'm just going to lift that up to show you close there. Exactly what it says on the tin. Oh my goodness. Amazing. They both have antlers, but one is bigger than the other. Male of 50 inches. Where do you get this knowledge from? Please tell me you just Googled that and you didn't just know it. I don't know. That's just what the zookeeper told me. But maybe it's down to like a particular... Do they have particular species? I don't know. This is not the point, is it? Right. Oh no, it's like even Stevens between polar bears and reindeer. Good. I'm glad I bought both then. Yes, all of the Christmas fabrics will be lovely for a simple top. You're quite right. Anybody who's saying that they like my top, thank you very much. It's the Tilly and the Buttons pearl cardigan. I think I made it 2 years ago now. I can't remember. It's like a time warp. But yeah, I went under the bed the other day to get a few warmer bits out and some long sleeves. And I was like, ooh, I'll put the pearl on today. Okay, so back to the snowmen. You can see what's going on there. That doesn't need too much explanation. Very cute. Very Christmassy. So that's in navy. And very briefly show you, we've also got them in red, nice and traditional. And finally in green as well. Somebody's ordering already. Is that somebody off the live? Or is it just coincidence? So I'm just going to grab some tea and then I'm going to go on to the things that you've asked me to cover. And I'm feeling a bit like YouTube might end up with half of my head cut off, but never mind, we try. Was it you, Mary Ellen? Knew it. I made a list. I made a list of all the things you asked to see, so I've been very organised. Okay. So first up, I am going to show you the satin back crepe. This is for Sarah, Sarah Bailey, who's on the blog team, who's getting married very soon. Very exciting. She's busy making all sorts of wonderful things for her wedding and just generally being amazing. Okay, and she's asked to see the satin back crepe. So you can all see the satin back crepe. So it is 100% polyester and it is absolutely dreamy. I love this fabric. This is the lipstick colourway and just, it was you. Look at how that moves. It is absolutely stunning. It's just so fluid. And I think what's nice about this particular fabric is it's not too thin. Sometimes when you get a satin, they're very, very slippery, very fine, nightmare to work with, that kind of thing. But these have got a really good body to them. So it's called satin back crepe because one side is dull. This is the dull side. And one side is shiny, the satiny side. So that's your crepe, that's your satin. So you can choose which way around you put it. There is no right side or wrong side, there's just dull side, shiny side. Sometimes people will reverse the direction that they're using within a garment to make a feature of that. So maybe a difference, like a skirt on the shiny side and a bodice on the matte, or certain pieces, maybe the sleeves different. Particularly effective if you're doing anything with panels or kind of gordes, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's beautiful. I'm a little bit into it. So that actually comes in, at the moment, I think I've got it in 4 colourways. I can get it in more. There's a teal, a silver, just looking across the room, a dusky pink and a really beautiful sort of aubergine purple. Eggplant if you're in the US. So I hope that answers that one for Sarah. Also, Rachel on the blog team made a bias cut skirt in the silver colourway, and that's over on the blog. I will try and remember to put a link to it in stories afterwards. Go and check that out because that's lovely. Okay, who's here? Yeah, everybody likes that colour, it's beautiful. Oh, sorry. I know I wasn't there last week and I'm not going to be there next week either, I'm afraid. So there won't be a live next week. But I completely forgot to mention in the last live that we weren't going to be there the following Friday. It just slipped my mind. But I was thinking earlier, like the last live that I did, it was so hot that day, wasn't it? And I was trying to get everything ready and I was like, just my brain was not engaged at all. Okay. Kaz has asked to see some easy coat patterns. So I pulled out a pulled out 3 because I could have probably pulled out about 10. And I don't want to go mad, I just want to give you a few options. Oh, hang on, there's just a question popped up there. The crepe side is not rough at all. It's not, I'd say it's even a stretch calling it crepe in a way. It's just got it's just got a little bit of texture to it, but it's, no, you wouldn't need to line it, you could just wear it as is. And because it does have that body, it wouldn't need an additional lining. You might want one if you wanted to add a bit more structure to your garment, but you don't need to. Right, back to coats. I've pulled out 3 and I'm going to start with one that I did show quite recently, and that is the Size Me Sewing Vienne coat. This has really caught my eye recently because it's a very simple design. There's no closure on it, but it is, in terms of there's no zip or buttonholes to put in, which I think is a winner if you're going for an easy coat. Very stylish, very chic with this kind of funnel neck going on. I'm into that. And I also like the fact that they have YouTube videos to help you with that. So I think if you're looking for a beginner level coat, that's a good option. The second one that I've pulled out for you is the Friday Pattern Company Cambria Duster. Again, very straightforward, not overly fitted, so you can just, you've got a little bit of leeway with your sizing. You know, your fit's not going to be too fundamental, if you will. I had a lady that made this. She came into the shop and showed me, and she'd made it in, I don't know if you remember, I had like a green ex-Barber waterproof fabric, and she made it in that, and all of the inside seams she did a Hong Kong finish in red bias tape. It looked incredible, and that was her first coat as well, so I can vouch and say that that is a good first coat option. And the third one is Simplicity 8554, and again I'm going to vouch for that personally because this is the coat that I made. Why can't I remember when I made things? It was either last year or the year before, but yes. And that, again, simple, kind of like a trench, but I made mine in a thicker wool type. No zips, no buttons, except for like some decorative buttons, but yeah, nice and straightforward. Simplicity, to be fair, are good for simple coat patterns. There's quite a lot, so I hope that answers that question. Let's just check for questions. Am I going to be at the Knitting and Stitching Show? I am going to be at the Knitting and Stitching Show in Harrogate in November, but not the one in Ali Pali, which is like imminent, isn't it? I don't know, but yes, I'm going to be at Harrogate, so in November. So get your tickets booked. Please come and see me and make it worthwhile. Is the Vienne coat easier to sew because you've never sewn a jacket before? I would say it looks simple enough. I haven't personally made that one, but I think it looks very simple for a coat, a first coat project. And again, like I say, it's got the YouTube support with it, which, if like me you're a visual learner, I think that's really helpful. Okay, so sorry to go off people's handles because I don't know what your names are. So I've got Caneaholic. Please explain what that means. Wants to see some jumper knits which are suitable for the toaster sweater. So I've pulled out a few to show you. And kind of sweater knits and French terry are very much on my shopping list over the next few weeks. I'm just trying to find the right thing. So I've pulled out to show you for the toaster. Toaster's fab. I've made the toaster, love it, really nice and quick. Just really fast and gratifying. So we have the good old soft sweater knits. I don't think I could cover this without throwing those in. Very soft, very floppy. So if you made the toaster in this, it's got quite a high neck. If you're doing that version, that's not probably going to stand up all too well on its own, so you would get a kind of different look using this, but it is very much a classic sweater knit. I've also pulled out to show you the Ottoman rib. This is just a little bit left over from last year, and this is the cream colourway. I also have this in like a mushroom kind of grey brown colour, which is really nice. It's a medium weight knit, so heavier than a t-shirt but not as thick as say a sweatshirt, but it's going to be good for holding the shape of that collar detail, and the stripes run sideways, so if I hold that up you can see there it's got these ribs in, but they go sideways rather than vertical, so a little bit different. Again, it's on that kind of beige theme that everyone seems to love right now. For the toaster, aside from sort of traditional sweatshirtings, Ponte Roma would be a really good option, and if you're new to sewing knits as well, Ponte Roma is a fab place to start because it's just really well behaved. This is the Arty Spots Ponte in the gold colourway. I think it's gold or ochre, I can't remember which one I called it. But yeah, very sort of edgy and different. This would look fab in the toaster if you were to wear it, say, with jeans or black trousers, something like that. Very cool. That's an option. And finally, I think we've got to throw in a traditional sort of soft sweatshirt. This is a terracotta one. What are you called? Scattered Digital Soft Sweat in terracotta. So here we go. This is stunning, isn't it? Isn't this beautiful? There's a little bit of this left in the black colourway as well, and I keep looking at it and I'm like, don't take it, you need to sell it. Keep looking at it. Oh. Don't pinch it, Jenny. Yep, but plenty of the terracotta left in. This is one from last year. A nice fine sweatshirty weighted toaster will be beautiful in that one. So I hope that gives you some ideas. Okay, what else have we got? Let's have some tea and have a look at your questions. Oh, I'll see you there, Sarah. If I have time, can I show you? I don't think I'm going to have time tonight because it's nearly 5:30, but next week we can have a look at some of the coat fabrics if that's what everybody would like to see. Hi Jessica, which fabric are you meaning? Tell me what it looks like and I'll tell you what it's called. Tea's gone a bit cold. Right. Next request was from Annette, who wanted to see big four sweater patterns. Now, of the sort of commercial brands, I only stock Simplicity and New Look. I wanted to stock McCall's and Vogue, but they all come from one... Yeah, not next week, you're right, I won't be. They all come from one pattern house. There's a place in Stockport that does all of the big pattern brands. And when I first became a stockist, they sent out some letters and said, if you want to stock any other brands, just let us know, you can have them. And I was like, yeah, I'd really like McCall's and Vogue. And they were like, fine. And then COVID hit. And they just stopped sending out new brands. And I am not kidding you, if I must have emailed them every week, rung them, it must have gone on for about 18 months. I was just constantly like, please can I get McCall's, please can I get Vogue? And they're like, oh, we're not sending them out. And they've just never let me have them. So, but I know it's not just me. I've heard of other retailers that have struggled to get new ranges from them. And it's just bonkers because they would sell. But if they don't want me to sell their patterns, then that's fine, I'll just stick with what I've got. So I'm digressing again, but Annette wanted to see sweater patterns that are commercial rather than indie. So a couple of nice options that I've pulled out are Simplicity 9385. I think this one's got really nice potential. It's got a nice sort of balloon sleeve on the go. You've got a little turtley neck type thing there, so that's good. I know you said sweater, but I have put a couple of cardigans in. Simplicity 8811 is a firm favourite. I sell this a lot in the shop. It's perfect for things like boucle, sweater knits, that kind of thing. It's very much a throw-on, like cardigan jacket type situation, if I hold that up a bit closer. And it's worth noting that Simplicity patterns are half price at the moment. The half price sale is on and it finishes on Sunday, so if you like any of these, now's the time. 8790 is more of a lightweight hoodie, but quite modern looking, and you've got a few different options on there, including a dress, which I've always found this pattern to look quite cute in the book. A bit different, I've pulled out 9451, which has a ruching situation going on, this like asymmetric kind of a look and a different neckline. And it's got a sleeve option on it, so that's nice, that's a bit unusual. And finally I pulled out a new look. Again, it's a cardigan, but kind of a top as well. Like, I think you could wear it as a top. And that is 6711. So I like that. I think that's quite chic and wearable. Okay, I think that just about answers the questions, except there was one from Samantha, and I'm not sure if she's on the live or not, but if she does watch it back, this is the answer to your question. So Samantha was asking about simplicity sizing. It's a nightmare. And she was mentioning that her hips measure 41 inches and her waist is 37, which when you're looking at the size charts, makes it a little bit difficult. So that would put her at 16 to 18 on the hip and a size 22 on the waist. So my advice in this situation is you can grade between your sizes. So in terms of probably tracing out your pattern pieces to be on the safe side and sort of joining the dots between the hip and the waist, and hi Samantha, and sort of smoothing that line between the sizes is the best way I can explain that. However, it is very much dependent on the style of the garment that you're looking at. And I think because I have larger hips than waist, and I think you're the other way around, I very much look at it as where does it need to fit and where does it not need to fit. So for example, if it's like a very smocky, tiered out skirt with a lot of ease in the hips, I'm not going to worry about the hip measurement. I'm literally just going to fit the bust. And vice versa, if you've got a baggy on the top but the skirt's more fitted, then you're going to want to go with the hip. So it's a little bit subjective, but you can, because your pattern is multi-sized, you can grade between your sizes. So I hope that kind of helps, but feel free to send me a message if you're still stuck. Okay, I'm just going to check if there's any more questions, and it's a skirt pattern, right? Yeah, definitely grade between the sizes then. I would consider also checking, and I will try and repost a reel that I made at one point about the amount of ease that you get in these patterns. You may be able to just play around with the finished measurements versus the garment measurements, and yeah, have a look. I'll try and post that reel up and see if it helps. But yeah, it is a nightmare. They do draft assuming a body shape that most of us don't have. We're all different. So, okay. Any more before I head off for the evening? I need to go and buy my kids some slippers tonight because they've both outgrown the slippers. So I said I'd go to Asda on the way home and get them some. Because it's getting a little bit cool now, isn't it? But, oh, on another note, if you're local, hopefully you'll have seen that I've posted about starting the social sewing sessions. And they're starting in a week's time, which is a little bit short notice, but I'll be honest, I've been quite nervous about starting them, and I've had like things set up in the background ready to book the sessions on, and I've been, ooh. So I did just ring my husband today and I was like, please can you just talk me and just push me to do this, because I'm not doing it for fear of failure, which how bad can it go really, you know? But it's brand new territory to me, is having people in actually sewing in the shop. So it's gonna be fun, but there'll be lots of tea, there'll be lots of coffee, there'll be lots of nice biscuits, and yeah, you can just come and use the space and hang out and it'll be great. So keep an eye out for that. So as I mentioned, not going to be here next week. We're going to Blackpool. If anyone's from Blackpool, hold your hands up. We're going clubbing. So 38 years old, but we are absolutely reliving our youth and going to a Clubland event. So won't be here next week. I will be raving. And if that's surprising, let me know. So unless there's any more, I'm going to head off in a moment. But it's been a pleasure chatting to you all again. You should make a "we will not hem your trousers" sign. Do you know, Caroline, so many times I've thought, should I make a sign for the window that says "I don't do alterations"? But people don't read signs. That is a fact of life. Even when I've had signs up, people will say, I'll say, "Oh, I had a sign up for that," and they're like, "Oh, I didn't read it." So, but best of luck to you, Caroline, with Scottish frock tails tomorrow. I wish I could go. It sounds incredible. It's going to be amazing. Yep, the blog girls can totally get on board with the clubbing. I'm going to be exhausted. We went last year, and I think we did about 30,000 steps in one evening. It was just crackers. Just drank a lot of Red Bull, and we were just it was a big cardio session. So, but yeah, really, really good fun. So, right, everyone, have an amazing weekend. Please do check out the new arrivals section. The pre-order is in there for the Kylie and the Machine baubles if you want to get your hands on one of those. I've only got a limited stock coming of each colourway. I'll stop waffling now. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you soon. Bye! How the heck do I turn it off?